everybody! I'm here today to talk to you about 6 things that you need in your glove box. If you have a glove box in your car, which I'm going to assume that you do, unless you drive some sort of car that I've never seen before, you should definitely have these 6 things inside of there, okay? Now, yes, you can have these inside of your center console, but usually your glove box is a lockable box, and some of these should be locked in there, at least in my opinion. So let's get right into the video. Number 1 is your medical information in case of an emergency. You should have all of your medical information either written down on a card, or sometimes you have a card that's given to you depending on where you live or what medical conditions you might have. They might give you a card that is pre-printed with anything that someone would need to know in case of a medical emergency. You should keep it in your glove compartment, okay? I'm just going to assume that if someone, let's say unfortunately you're in an emergency and someone comes to your car and needs to help you and they need to know any medical information about you, they're probably going to check your glove box. I'm just going to assume that's the first place that they're going to check, because they know that that's usually where people keep things like that. So if you have any medical conditions that people should be aware of in case of an emergency, keep it in the glove box. And also, as a side note, if you have any sort of severe allergy or anything that is severe that people should be aware of, usually, I would recommend always wearing a necklace with the information on it, or even a bracelet with the information on it, okay? That's just my personal recommendation, nothing to do with the car, but that's just something that I always tell people if they have some sort of allergy of some sort that people should be aware of, or any condition, okay? Number 2 is emergency contact numbers, okay? Just get a piece of paper, write down, in case of emergency, here's who to contact, the people and their relationship to you. That's what I recommend. Now, like I said, if there is ever, unfortunately, an emergency and people need to know who to contact, they usually go for your cell phone, okay? And they'll look for a number that is listed as ICE, okay? In case of emergency. I think that's what it stands for. My wife told me about that one time many years ago. I didn't know about it, but she told me about that many years ago. My brother-in-law's a firefighter, okay? And he told me about that. So it's a common thing. And like I said, I didn't know about it, but it seems like everybody else knew about it, so I figured that I would say it in this video. But if your cell phone is broken, okay, let's say they can't get into your cell phone, or it has a password and they can't get into it, they're going to check your glove compartment, I would assume, okay? So in your glove box, write down your emergency numbers, who they are, so that the person who they're calling is not like they can say, I know you're this and this, and your relationship is blank to this person in this car, right? Write down the information, okay? Number 3 is your vehicle registration, okay? You need to have your registration, and it depends on where you live, okay? So you have to see locally, maybe you have to carry your registration in your wallet with you, or maybe you have to leave it in the car. I'm going to assume that most places, you have to leave it in the car, okay? Because it's with the vehicle. The registration is for the vehicle. So your vehicle registration should be in your glove box, locked up, okay? Number 4, your insurance, okay? Now, depends on where you live. In some places, the insurance has to go with the car. In other places, the insurance has to go with the driver, okay? Where I live, at least for the most part, you have multiple slips. So you can leave one in the car and you can leave one in your wallet. So that, if you're driving your car, it's in the car. If you're driving someone else's vehicle, you have your own insurance in your wallet. But that's just my own, where I live and what's commonly accepted here as far as I know. But definitely, you might have to leave your insurance in your car, or in your wallet, or both. Now look what your local regulations are and use that as a guideline. But like I said, if you have to leave it in your car, leave it in your glove box, lock it up. Number 5, a pen and a paper. I cannot believe the number of people that don't have a pen and a paper in their glove box, okay? I always have in my vehicle probably at least 10 pens. Number 1, in case of an emergency, if there's ever an accident, I can write things down. But number 2, because I'm always filming in the car and I write down all of my video ideas and my show notes, they're right here behind the camera. That's what I always look at. So I always use a pen to sort of cross them off and write down any little notes in the margins and so forth. Also, I always recommend that you keep a couple small slips of paper. Just get a regular sheet of printer paper, cut it up into like 4 different parts, maybe do a couple of sheets of printer paper like that, so you have, let's say, like 20 small slips of paper in your glove box. It doesn't take up any space at all. Slide it in there, you're good to go. Last but not least is number 6, which is the owner's manual. I don't care matter how good you are at maintaining cars, you should always have the car owner's manual with you. Now, sometimes nowadays in modern cars, the owner's manual is available online, okay? In many modern cars, it's primarily available online, right? So that's a little bit of a different story. But if you're driving an older vehicle like this is a 2010 Mazda 3. I was going to say 2010 Mazda 10. That doesn't even exist. A 2010 Mazda 3. So the owner's manual is like this thick. It's really thick. It has all the information inside of it, and I leave it in the glove box because in case I ever need to do anything, like something simple like connect my new phone to the Bluetooth. I don't remember how to do it. This is a recent thing that I had to do. So I just go to the owner's manual and it tells you how to do it, okay? It's always good to have it because you never know for, maintenance items with the car. You get a flat tire, you need to know where to put the jack underneath the car. Things like that. It's always good to have it in the glove box, okay? And that's basically it. Those are 6 things that you need in your glove box. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.